All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the eBay shop. My name's Corey.
I'm Teresa.
And we are Grams and Pops Vintage, and we're kind of back on track to our normal video here. We're going to show you some of the stuff that sold over the weekend, but probably more interesting to you guys. We're going to go through some of the comments and questions we've gotten lately. We've been getting a lot of questions in the comment section.
We have. Most of them are on our last video, the one where we sped through and packed.
Yep.
But I think one of them's from the video prior to that.
We're going to look at some of those and address those, kind of an Ask Me Anything type video here. We're just going to grab questions.
Did you say ask me?
Ask me anything. We're going to answer them the best we can, and we'll see how it goes. And in between those, we're going to grab what sold over the weekend so we can get them packed up to the post office. So let's go ahead and get started. What's the first thing that sold?
None of them that we're going to talk about so far are like, oh my God, just so you know.
We don't need oh my God sales. We just need sales.
Okay. So the first item is a brand new in the box electronic Taboo buzzed pass and party game.
We have had that
for a long time.
Forever.
But do you know what I did?
I don't. Did you relist it?
I ended and sold similar, and then it sold.
And it's Christmas time, and sealed games tend to do pretty well at Christmas. So I'm glad this is out of here. I would not buy it again.
No.
I know we paid maybe $1 for it. We didn't pay much for that.
We didn't.
That sold for how much?
A whopping $9.99 plus shipping.
There you go. So good profit. Well, fair enough profit, but not if you have to hold on to it for a year and a half.
No.
So, all right, what's next?
Okay, so the next thing came out of our storage unit, our latest storage unit haul. It is a Little Big Planet 3 PS4 game.
Looks like crocheted characters or knitted characters.
I think it's for toddlers.
Oh.
I don't know.
But yeah, it just in a box of stuff with our latest storage unit. So we've already paid for that unit a couple of times. So we have no cost in anything we sell from that going forward. But that one sold for how much?
$11.99 plus ship. Or sorry, $11.99 free ship.
Another banger.
I know.
The big ones today.
Yeah, on our storage unit, real quick update. We paid what, like $400, $600 by the time we were done with the U-Haul and everything.
For the U-Haul and gas and all that,
Yep.
we were about $600.
Pretty sure we're over $2,000 in sold. Or sorry, $2,000 in profit. So minus the $600, you'd have $1,400.
Yep.
But total listed currently, that we listed, everything is right under 10 grand.
Yeah, and we still have that entire shed is still full of all the big stuff, all the furniture, and there's a lot of really decent stuff over there yet. We've just barely started. We did, I guess that's a good time to bring that up. We did kind of tinker around with Facebook Marketplace a little. If we're going to be selling that furniture, we will probably try there first.
Yep.
So we did kind of jump into Marketplace a little bit, and we've sold a few things.
We have.
Had a few people not show up on multiple days. It's like any other platform, I suppose. It's a little bit aggravating with idiots, but we have had success selling there.
Yeah.
So
we cleared out a whole spot right there.
Yep.
That used to have a bunch of fish shit.
What was that?
A bunch of fish stuff for a fish tank. And Pops took a picture of it all and put it on, and it sold, what?
Next day.
The next day.
Yep.
Somebody drove an hour to come get it.
So we are moving a few things on Marketplace, so we're going to keep doing that. We just got to get to the point where we can start listing that furniture before the mice eat it.
Yes.
So, all right.
So our first question that was on our latest packing video.
Yep.
I'm going to read it, and we've had some disagreements. But I'm going to read it, and then we're going to discuss it. These how-to videos... Oh, I should probably tell who it's from, huh? Or should I do that, Dan?
Go for it.
So the comment is from Daisy Blooms 4813. I love her comments. It says, these how-to videos are so helpful. Thank you. How do you choose which carrier/shipping method to go with? I'm gathering that most of it is now Ground Advantage. When do you use Priority Ship and UPS? Does eBay shipping page give you all the different prices? Thanks again.
Okay, so my take, we both interpreted the question in two different ways. Mm-hmm. So my take on what I thought Daisy was asking is, how do we choose how to ship it? And the answer to that is we don't. We have a shipping policy with the options on it, and we let the customer decide how they would like it shipped. So that's my answer, short and sweet. But that is not the way Graham's interpreted it, so I'll let her answer. That way we fully and completely answer it.
Okay, so my take on it was, how do you choose which shipping method? Like, not how do you ship it, but I read it as, what options do you give? So
Wait, just, okay, so this is where the disagreement is. There's some unclarity here. So what you're saying is, how do we decide which options to present to the...
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
you
yes.
should say that way.
Sorry, I'm not a wordsmith. But so my answer to that was based on that, and it would be anything we have that's 4 pounds or less, we give them the option of Ground Advantage and Priority Mail.
Yeah.
Both USPS options.
And nobody chooses Priority Mail.
Very
very
seldom. And even so, and this might trigger some people, we don't use the priority boxes very often. So we have a whole bunch of them, but we don't use them. It's too much of a pain to go through and figure out, okay, this is shipping priority, this is shipping priority.
Well, if we ship 100 packages, maybe one will be priority. I mean, we very seldom use it, so we don't even look anymore. We just box everything in our own boxes. It just makes it easier.
And then as far as the second piece, when do you choose priority versus UPS? For us, I choose everything that's 4 pounds or over, and I give them the option of UPS and Priority Mail. I don't use FedEx a whole lot just because we have not had luck with FedEx. So that's how I took it. That's how we do it when we give them the options. I don't just give them one option because it may be way expensive for priority versus Ground Advantage. The last piece of our question is, does the eBay shipping page give you all the different prices? Yes. When you go in to ship a package, you can go through and it will tell you all the different options. Very, very seldom do we not ship the way a customer chooses, unless we're upgrading them, right?
My eyes glazed over about halfway in. Let me see if I just want to make sure. I want to see if I understand what you're saying. I'm trying to think of a way to make it more clear. If I understand what you're saying based on the weight, 4 pounds or under, or 4 pounds or over, that's how we set up our shipping policies,
Yes.
which presents to the customer, these are your options for shipping.
Yes.
Okay. I do understand. I understand. Yay. I hope you guys understand too.
I thought I was pretty plain and simple.
Okay. We're moving on. What's the
Yes,
next
we are.
thing that sold?
I got to go back to my other screen. This next item, I think, came out of our first storage unit. As a matter of fact, I know it came out of our first storage unit. It is a Premier Unicorn Flexi Grip Bendable Smartphone Flex Grip Mount in teal.
Isn't that cool? It looks like a oh, it's a unicorn. Okay. I was going to say it looks like a puppy, but it is a unicorn and is a phone holder. So that one, please, that
And
unit was
we're
paid
paid in
for
full. Yeah, that unit's been paid in
10
full for a
days
while.
after we finished bringing it home. So
Pretty much.
what do we have nothing in that, but what did that sell for?
$9.49 plus ship. The next thing, I got in a lot of like 5 of them, and I only have 1 left after this one. But we sold a XL Steel teal and copper colored cast iron hobnail Japanese tea kettle. That was a lot of words.
That is deceptively heavy. Like it is thick.
Is that one that
cast.
has the actual thing inside of it?
Yeah,
The
it's got
tea
the
thing?
little strainer for
Yep.
tea in it. Like it is a heavy cast iron pot.
I have another one that came in the recent storage unit,
Yep.
but it's a teeny tiny one.
Yep.
So I'll have to get that
We've
one.
sold
It.
several of these.
That's our 4th one.
Yep. So yeah, they are really heavy cast, kind of fancy teapots. And that sold for how much?
$19.99 plus ship.
All right. So the next question, I think we've actually touched on this one in a different video. At one point, I know we talked about this, and that is, do we use the AI description feature from eBay?
Yep. They asked specifically, but question, do you ever use the AI description to save time? Not
Who
sure.
asked it?
That was asked by Treasure Breaks 5274.
Okay. So the short answer is yes and no.
My answer is no.
Yeah. Teresa doesn't use it. I wouldn't use it to save time because it actually takes longer.
Yep.
So we have used it if your details, your item details and your title is accurate, you can use it, but you always need to go back and reread it because it does have a tendency to kind of fabricate the truth a little bit. It's not 100% accurate, and it also creates a wall of text that most people won't read. So I would say, go ahead.
I would say I agree with the wall of text because I will click on some items on eBay and it will take me to the description, and it's got this, not even a paragraph, it's got like this fancy
Book.
no, like a picture with all these descriptions below it. and I just close back out of it. That's just too much.
Yeah, the way I have used the AI description in the past is I will do my description and the details I need in it. Well, I will generate the AI description and then hit enter a few times to push it down. And then I'll put my actual description and details above it. And then I'll go down and proofread it and make sure nothing's inaccurate. And once I've edited it to at least make sure it's accurate, I'll leave it in there. But I don't leave it in there necessarily for the customer. I leave it in there more for the SEO so that you're getting more keywords and stuff for search and search engines.
Yeah, he's a marketing
So
geek.
it's, for me, it's more about the keywords. It does come up with keywords and stuff that can help you be found in search that you might not have thought of, but it can also get you in trouble if you don't pay close attention.
Yes, because if you don't pay attention, you will end up with an INAD, item not as described, which is bad.
We've had some that come out saying something like shiny and mint, like describing the product, and it's like an old grungy tool or something. Like you got to be really careful with it because it does tend to get a little flowery with the description, and sometimes it's not accurate at all. So I guess as a human, that's all we have to say about that.
Yeah. My answer is no. Corey does sometimes with verification.
What actually sold next?
We sold Ken. You know, this makes me giggle. I'll tell you what it is and I'll tell you why. We sold a 2004 Mattel Barbie Ken as King Dominic from The Princess and the Pauper.
There's Ken. He's got his hands behind his back like he's hiding something. And he sold for how much?
$19.99 plus ship.
Not bad.
He sold after. I just had a 25% off sale. He was one of the watched items, and he sold after my sale went off. And after I sent out an additional thing saying, here's 30% off.
Maybe they missed the sale and regretted it, so they just came back and bought it.
I don't know. Sucker.
Either way, nothing wrong with that. I'll take it at full price rather than the sale price.
Okay, so that and the other thing are tied right now at $19.99.
All right, what did we sell next?
We sold an Avon silver-toned cable chain with jingle bells, necklace and bracelet.
It is tiny little. It is jingly. Very timely. Somebody should get that before Christmas yet. What did that little thing sell for?
That sold for $25.99 free ship, but it's going to cost me like $3 to ship. So
far, the tiniest thing in our pile has been the best sale. I like it.
The next one we got a couple of comments on.
I think we got like two or three that asked this question. And it's a good question, by the way.
I screenshotted two. One says, great video, from Lisa, I'm probably going to butcher this, Fornal, 7009, says, great video, packing would go quicker if the roll of paper was closer. And the other one, awesome video, it's from actually Lloyd Jones, 7553. Says, awesome video, I'm a sucker for shipping videos. One question though, why don't you move your paper closer to your shipping area?
Yep. And I think there was a couple other people that asked the same question. And you'll have to forgive us if we missed your name on this one. There were quite a few people that commented the same thing about the paper roll. And the honest answer is, I hadn't thought of it. We hung that literally in the first easiest spot we found to hang it.
Yep. But for me, it's convenient. Even though it doesn't look like it's convenient because if we hang it closer to our shipping spot, which would be up above, if you watched our previous video, would be up above, that is Corey's actual packing station. I pack on the table that's next to it where our camera was sitting, and if you put it up above there, then I'd be bumping into him all the time.
I still think the question and the premise of the question is accurate and true, and that is, if the paper roll were closer to us, it would be more efficient. It would save us time. If we could get the paper roll and the bubble wrap mounted between where we both were, in the middle of us.
That won't work. There's a TV there.
Maybe the TV's in a bad spot. What's more efficient, having the TV there?
Yep, because it's a testing station too.
So, yes, we're not smart, and we hadn't actually given it a lot of thought. But now that it has been brought up several times, I believe they're right. I think it would be better if it were closer. So we may have to rethink that. We don't do things fast around here, so it might not happen too soon, but I do think that's a valid thing that would actually improve our process. So I think we're going to look into it. So we appreciate you guys bringing it up. That's how we learn. All right, so let's jump back into what sold next.
We sold the Lamax. We sold the Lamax Carriage Shop. It is a retired item with the light cord and the box.
Yep. And by carriage shop, they're not talking about horse and buggy type carriage. It's like an old mechanic shop or a garage, I guess.
What does it
They
say
do
up
have
on
like
the
an
top?
old car in there. It says carriage shop.
No, I mean right here.
I can't read that.
Plow sharpening and horseshoeing.
Wow. These guys are full service carriage shop. And that one sold for how much?
It sold for $16.99 plus ship.
It's really dusty.
That's because it's been there for a while. I think it was off our first lot. The next item I am excited for because I have held on to it for a while. I will tell you I will probably never, ever, 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 ever pick it up again. But we sold the Tupperware vegetable/rice steamer in a golden harvest color.
So that must be for the microwave
Yep.
steamer type thing.
Yeah,
And it's got
stick it
the
on the
little
stove.
steamer basket in the... Well, I didn't know what was going on, if you just pour boiling water in it or what. But see, things I don't know. So, steamer thingy, Tupperware, and that one went for how much?
$11.49.
All right, so that's that one.
But my Tupperware containers, both of them that I have Tupperware in that are on our inventory, are getting really low.
Good, because the ones in our death pile are really high.
I know, I have two big, probably 4 foot by 18 inches?
Yeah, they're at
4 foot by
least-
2 foot
Yeah, 4 foot by 2 foot, probably
by
closer.
18 inches tall, full of Tupperware.
We have a lot of Tupperware to list.
The next thing, we kind of combined two into one to talk about. One is from, go ahead, what?
I was gonna say, yeah, we had, along with the paper roll, putting that packing video out actually gave people a chance to see some of the other things we were doing wrong. And some of those things had to do with the boxes we were using and some of the fragile stickers we were using. And there were some comments on those that we can address. So what were they?
So the first one came from Susan King-VN9YB. She said 4x4x4 is not in compliance with USPS and can get rejected. They require 6-inch by 3-inch by 1/4 inch.
And I think there was one more comment to that same effect, and I believe that's correct. I think we've heard that before.
I did go and Google it, just out of curiosity to say minimum size.
I guess our answer to that is we know, but...
We know, but, knock on wood, we have been using 4x4, and they're technically not, they're 4x4 inside now.
They're more like 5x5x5.
Yes. And we have been using them since we started.
We haven't had a problem with them, and they're taking them, and they work great for us.
And most people say you shouldn't use them because you have to fold the label over. But with any round packages, so if you ship tubes...
Just don't fold the barcode.
Yes, correct.
So we may end up having to change up what we do there a little bit at some point if we ever have trouble, but we've shipped hundreds of them, and we haven't had trouble yet. So until we do, we will probably...
Keep doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're risk takers.
Rebel without a cause. I don't have a cause.
All right, the other issue that was brought up, and it wasn't really an issue, it was just a statement that when we put fragile stickers on the box, that they were letting us know that those are more or less ignored by the post office.
Yep.
To which we also have to answer, we know.
So the guy that said it was Western KY, so I'm guessing Western Kentucky Thrifter.
Yep. And he's been watching for a while.
Yep, and he just put, I was going to buy fragile labels too, but my wife works for the PO and she says they don't pay attention to them, so why waste money? So I don't know.
And that's a very good point. We actually did talk to our post office about it too, and you're 100% correct. They are ignored completely by the post office, but they're not ignored by someone else.
I think I mainly put them on now because we do package our stuff really good, but I put them on so the customers see that we actually did attempt to get it to them without the post office breaking it.
Yeah, to us it's like a thank you note. It's just to let the customer know we took that little extra second of care for the box. It doesn't do anything. I don't know if it's helping even on the customer perspective side, but we do get a lot of comments about our packing being very, very good, and us taking care of the packages, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's more for us than the customer, but
I think it is.
I think for now it makes us feel better thinking that it makes the customer feel better. You guys let us know. What are your thoughts on that? That's why we do it. We are aware that the post office ignores them. Mm-hmm. We're doing it more for the end customer. So maybe that explains that. I hope it explains that.
I'm pretty sure when we take our totes to the post office, they just turn them upside down in one of their rack bins.
Yeah, they do. We've watched them.
And people made comments about our post office too. So real quick, they liked that our post office was empty. Our post office is always, very seldom do we have a line at our post office.
Yeah, we get impatient when we walk in. There's like 2 people in front of us. We're like tapping our foot.
Normally
No,
I go
we're
in and I don't wait for anybody. I just stick the things right up on the shelf. And I do make sure, one other comment, I do make sure that I make them scan our packing or our print sheet. Everybody, I've seen some people commenting on videos or in the Discord or on other videos about their packages not being scanned because they just drop them off. I always make them scan it.
Yep. Well, and I've heard people say they scan the scan sheet and the packages still show up unscanned at the post office for a few of them. We haven't had that trouble. We've had really good luck with this post office. The post office itself, the carrier that we have here.
We've talked about him before.
He's an unmentionable, but the post office itself, we've had a great relationship with. So far, no troubles. So, all right, let's look at what's sold next.
The last 2 items we have. Ooh, one of them is the best item yet. We sold a Victoria's Secret Bombshell Seduction Rollerball perfume. This came out of our first storage unit.
Wow, that's something else. So Vicky's got lots of secrets, and one of them is
the Bombshell
Seduction. Rollerball Seduction perfume. There you go. What'd that sell for?
$12 and free shipping.
$12 and free shipping.
The last thing, which is our most expensive thing that we sold in this video, was out of our, I don't know if that was out of our storage
No,
unit.
we bought a broken PSP a while back that would power on and then shut itself directly right back down. And I think we sold it.
We sold it as parts. We did sell it as parts.
And it had a few games with it. And we just now got into listing a few of those games. And this happened to be one of them.
It was a good one. It is Family Guy video game for a Sony PSP. It does have the manual in it, which seems to be a big deal. But it sold for $28.99 free ship.
That is the big sale of the day for this video. It's not the big sale of the day.
No.
It's the big sale of the 10 or so items we chose to pull. I think we have 40 plus.
We have
How many are we at?
51.
We have 51 orders actually going out today, but we can't possibly fit them all in one video. So you will see more of them in the next video. But for this one, that right there's the winner of the day.
Video games don't last long on our thing.
They don't, and they also don't get listed very often because we don't really enjoy listing them.
No, I don't like cleaning them or resurfacing them or any of that. No. Okay, so before we go, I do have to give you an update. One real quick update.
Okay, why are you looking at me?
Because.
Update away.
So, in one of our previous videos, we did talk about our death pile. That is all I have been listing lately is our death pile. I cleaned out an entire space right in front of our very first shelf around the corner. And then I also cleaned off an entire top shelf.
Most of the way.
No, the only thing left on it is a DVD for testing. Or not DVD, a VHS for testing.
It's not done yet.
Where's my glasses?
This is why she was looking at me. She was gonna smack me with something. No, she did clear out a pretty good chunk of the death pile. We did, for about 2 days there, make quite a bit of progress. And then we had the weekend hit us and it's harder, but we did take stuff in. I know Teresa worked on a ton of the coats and jackets and suit pants and stuff like that from the storage unit. So we got a lot listed and a lot drafted right now.
I'm so excited for my one thing I listed. I listed a Ralph Lauren lamb suede. Didn't know they did that, but it's like a puffer quilted jacket. Yeah, that was a good one.
There was some really nice clothing in that. And we're not clothing people, but we were pretty shocked by what some of that clothing is going for. There's several pieces that by themselves would have paid for those storage units. So we're going to get out of here today. We do have a lot of packing to do, and we actually have another video to record yet this afternoon. So we will see you guys next time.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Oh, and before I get, if you have any more questions that you guys would like us to answer, don't be afraid to throw them in the comments. That actually helps us out a lot because we learned as much as you did.
One more thing.
Okay.
Actually, 2 things.
Okay.
Since you always forget to do it, I'm going to do it. Okay, so for those of you who watch our videos and would like to come hang out with us and a couple of other really, really cool resellers, we are still doing our, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
The Midwest Reseller Meetup.
Now it's Planes to Profit.
That's right. I call it the Midwest Reseller Meetup.
She calls it wrong. It is Planes to Profit. We are having a meetup in Omaha, February 23rd and 24th. And we would love any of you guys, all of you guys, to show up. You could check it out. I'll put a link below in the comments, but the website is planetoprofit.com. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to take a thrifting bus and go thrifting.
No, we're going to take a party bus with a stripper pole and go thrifting.
No strippers.
No strippers, just a stripper pole. So strip at your convenience.
Please don't.
That was good.
So that's it. Come join us. We'd love to see you guys in Omaha this February. And
One additional thing.
Oh, we're still not done.
I told you I had 2 things. One additional thing. Pops usually doesn't do this because he always forgets. But he is also on a podcast. He does the Reseller Clickbait podcast. You should go watch it, like, subscribe it. But on Thursday, they are doing their Christmas Live. So, Thursday at what time?
7 o'clock normal time, I believe.
7 o'clock Central Time. Watch the podcast. Now we can end.
I'm going to have to figure out how to stitch all that together. And in between those, we're going to pack our, no.
I do anything 4 pounds or over. That's, yeah, that. My brain isn't functioning.
And forgive if we, and forgive us. Wow.
Your bloopers at the end.
And you'll have to forgive us.
Would you like me to say it? I could say it. And forgive us. Okay.
And we ship very cheaply.
Yep.